Hey everybody, it's Tristan. I just wanted to give a little disclaimer before this episode to tell you that this was recorded back in February. The main reason I'm telling you this is because in the current events segment of this episode, I talk about an article that happened in January, and we talk about it like it's a recent thing. And I didn't want anybody to be weirded out thinking that we're talking about January like it was last month. I have a lot of excuses as for why we haven't uploaded any new episodes, but I know you don't want to hear that, so I figure we'll just take you into the episode. Also, we had to get rid of the theme song we're using because the website that I got the license from doesn't want to support our use of it, so we keep getting like copyright flags from YouTube, and it's just kind of annoying, and I'm just gonna get rid of that and find something new. So, without further ado, enjoy the episode.
I am recording.
Okay. How do I do an intro again? Oh no.
Welcome to Redacting Sponge.
Hello, skeptics and believers, and welcome back, finally, to Batboy Lives, the unofficial weekly world news in which we discover what the weird things of our world are doing right now. My name is Tristan, and I'm here with my co-host, as always, Michael.
What's up?
We have come back from the dead, like the majestic phoenix. I know last time we released an episode, we said we were going to do a Tuesday, Friday release schedule, but it turns out I'm a liar.
And we're lazy.
Yeah, it's absolutely lazy. We totally were going to do that, and then we kind of just forgot about the podcast for a while, for like 2 months.
I mean, granted, holidays are kind of busy for us, so...
Yeah, there's been a lot going on. I got a promotion at work, so I've just been kind of like messing with that, and just a lot of stuff going on. Also, I just don't feel like doing anything ever.
I feel you. Well, we just need to do a thing where, like, even though YouTube doesn't really allow it, but we just need to have, like, AI bots read the articles for us, and then we'll eventually get a good AI system where the bots can just do whole episodes for us, where they just read the article, say, like, vaguely funny stuff, and then...
Yeah, just crack jokes.
Yeah. And we just sit back and, get banned or whatever.
Oh, so there's something I discovered recently. When we first started this podcast, I had talked about the Weekly World News website and how they hadn't updated for a few months. It turns out they started updating the website again, like,
really?
Not very long after we started the podcast. So I'm not going to say that, like, our podcasts had them make more content, but I'm not saying that's, like, not possible, right? Like, those whole 2 listeners we have just, like, sent letters to them. Just angry letters.
I'm going out on a limb and say this show brought back Weekly World News.
I'm not going to say that, but I am absolutely saying that.
Yeah, of course.
Also, what they're doing now is they're releasing, like they're only doing, like, covers, and they're releasing them on Facebook. So if you follow Weekly World News on Facebook, like, it's actually pretty fun. Like, they release a new cover every day. So they're like releasing, like, a lot of content right now.
Well, hopefully they'll get back in the full-blown articles and stuff. And
they do that on their website. They're just not as fun as, like, the old stuff, in my opinion.
Really?
Yeah, I looked at a couple. They're okay.
Eh.
Okay, so something that I wanted to say. So we broke into the Weekly World News headquarters, and we got the funds for a moon mission. So right now we're coming at you live from the moon. Whenever you're listening to this, that's when we're on the moon, and we're talking to you right now, live.
The moon's just a hologram, I heard, dude. We're just in a studio.
No, we're literally...
Yeah.
Yeah, we're literally on the moon, okay?
Moon. I'm looking at a bunch of cheese and craters and stuff. Yeah, it's moon.
Yeah, so much cheese. So this is our special live on the moon episode. It's a very special comeback for us.
I mean, we're gone for 2 months because we're traveling to the moon. I mean,
yeah, there you go. That we have an excuse. See,
I mean, it takes a long time to drive to the moon. Okay, so
yeah, my car is very old. All right, so our first article is World War II bomber found on the moon. There is a picture of a very cartoony looking, like, World War II era bomber, like, in a crater on the moon.
Ooh, that's like
it's
way before.
This is from, I think, like, the 80s. So their Photoshop skills weren't the best back then because Photoshop hadn't been invented yet.
It's not Photoshop, dude. Look at it. It's just black and white, and it's fine. It's just
okay. Well, we're on the moon right now, and I don't see it anywhere. Do you?
I think I saw it when we were flying over, when we were landing. I think I might have saw it a little bit. I don't know.
Soviet scientists claim to have found a vintage American warplane on the moon. Dr. Stanislav Makayev said satellite photos of the World War II bomber indicate that it would sustain some damage from meteorites, but it's still intact. Air Force insignias are visible on the wings and fuselage, he added. It also appears that the entire plane has a greenish tinge, as if it was covered with algae from the sea.
I mean, I think it's amazing, though. Hell yeah, America landed on the moon in, like, the 40s or something. I mean, I can see why they kept us wrapped up. I mean, it's pretty cool, we made it to the moon, a few decades before than we thought we did.
Yeah, take that, Russia.
And even amazing, it was from the sea. So this thing like came from the bottom depths of the sea, flew all the way out, flew through the sky, broke gravity, flew through space, and then landed on the moon. That's wow. Greatest generation for sure.
We have absolutely no explanation for this and doubt seriously that the Americans have one either, the expert told reporters. We can speculate that the plane was hijacked by extraterrestrials and taken to the moon. But again, that is only speculation. We probably never will know how the plane got there or why. US officials declined to comment on the Soviet photos, and one flatly called the idea of finding an airplane on the moon preposterous. But Dr. Makayev insisted that the satellite's high-resolution pictures are genuine and clearly show the huge bomber at the bottom of a crater in a previously uncharted quadrant of the moon.
Okay, also like some people always like blame Russians, like Americans blame Russians, like something bad happened, or oh, the Russians did it, or whatever.
Right.
I wonder if Russians blame aliens. That's like the thing they always blame on. Like, there's like a History Channel level where it's like, this bad thing happened. Well, I'm sure it was aliens.
I mean, that's what I do. Whether or not the Soviets plan to continue with their investigation with a mechanical moon probe or actual manned expedition remains to be seen. But Wilhelm Grader, chairman of the Swiss UFO group Contact, urged the US and USSR to pool their resources to get to the bottom of this thing now. We have questions, we need to get the answers, Grader told the reporters in Geneva.
Why did he do it? He's got the Swiss government behind him. Don't they have a lot of money or something like that?
I don't know. They just make watches. They don't do space stuff. The fact the plane is covered with algae tells me there might be a Devil's Triangle connection. This plane could be the proof we need to show that extraterrestrials have a base on the ocean floor and that they have been snatching boats, planes, and people in the triangle for years. The superpowers need to find out what is behind this discovery.
Yes, get the Avengers on it. The dudes with the superpowers. This is clearly out of our hands.
The Avengers, the Justice League, we're not equipped for this.
Get Captain Planet, get them all on it.
Okay, so I personally like the idea that aliens stole this plane and just went on a joyride. Like our bro Plod just like took this plane and just like went crazy. Because this is like the similar MO to like people who steal cars and go on joyrides and then just dump them. Like this is just like the dumping ground for aliens who just steal stuff.
It's extra points because they know they're just gonna mess with us. Like, okay, we're gonna take a plane that has no capabilities of getting on the moon. We're gonna put it on the moon. Laugh and fly off.
Yeah, it's a total like prank.
I still think maybe we did. One pilot was just like, he went mega AWOL in World War II. He's like, dude, I'm not doing this. And he just flew to the moon. He's like, forget this. I mean, once you leave gravity, you're fine. You just got a little bit of fuel because there's no like air resistance in space. So as long as you got a little bit of a thrust going on, you can just project yourself to the moon. Yeah,
and how do you think we won the war? Our airplanes were like really freaking good. That's how.
Yeah.
I don't know my history.
We beat the Nazis to the moon, and we said, it's ours now. And they said, okay. And then they surrendered.
So I just wanted to say something right now. I stayed up like till 2 a.m. last night doing research for this episode. And by research, I mean I spent like hours reading through articles, like going page through page, like trying to find articles that fit the theme of this one. And it really fucks with your head. It really fucks with your head. Like I started like I didn't like the things I was thinking as I was reading through all this stuff after like hour 2. Like you just read this stuff and we cherry pick like the good articles, but there's so much trash in these papers, like so much bad stuff. Like
I mean, like I was mentioning earlier, just the like Weekly World News hates children. On the same page, we won't show it, but there's an article right, and he says children slaughtered for transplants organs. Say police. It's just like what Tristan's saying is like this is just Weekly World News is full of this crazy.
Yeah, and so I was doing research not just for this episode, but for other episodes I plan on doing, and it took me hours because I like to come up with themes and I like to stick with the theme for an episode, so I'm not just giving like random crap. Yeah. So when I say, okay, well, I want this episode to be about the moon, I can either go through and like find covers that have the moon on it, which is really not a lot of them, or I can go through each issue and try and then hope and like just pray that I can find an article on the moon. And that it really messes with your psyche pretty bad.
You see the picture of the moon they have on the article? Like, I don't know if ever like the moon actually looks like this, but it almost looks like a sci-fi planet. Like on the left-hand side, it looks like you got like this city kind of growing. Like it's all like bright and white there.
It's actually Coruscant.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. It's like civilizations going on the moon there.
Okay, so up next, I believe we have a pyramid discovered on the moon came from Earth.
Damn.
Egyptian tomb was picked up by the tail of a low-flying asteroid in a near-catastrophic event and deposited on the lunar surface, says astrophysicist. And I killed Mike.
Just imagine the ridiculousness of it, like this meteorite just like somehow perfectly skirting the surface of the planet, picking up a pyramid, and then flying off back into space. Like,
there are a lot of fun pictures happening in this article.
I just imagine it's like the Fast and the Furious of like meteorites. It's like, dude, we gotta go into orbit, pick up the pyramid, and then fly out, stuff like this craziness. All of course, while they're being chased by other meteorites that are shooting at them.
So there's some fun imagery happening here. There's a picture of the Earth with an asteroid flying towards it. There is a picture of the asteroid flying through space with the pyramid like flying in like its tail, I guess. And then there's the pyramid just happily distributed upon the surface of the moon.
I want this to be a movie so bad.
And then it has the tagline, well, not a tagline, but it has like a big text that says, Space Tourism Company, Apogee Adventures, plans to offer tours of the pyramid as early as 2009. It's wait. Now 2020. They are running a little bit late, but I mean, this sort of thing, it takes some time. So just give it a couple more years and we'll be able to visit the pyramid on the moon.
When was the article written? 2006? So
yeah.
They had 3 years to begin with. I mean, it could be in development hell, but
this stuff takes a long time. I imagine they gave this over to Elon Musk. He'll get it figured out. Let's just give it a little bit.
Just let the Kickstarter run for a little bit more and it'll be fine. So.
Okay, so this is Mare Opprobrium on the moon. I don't know what that means. Words are hard.
Is that is that a name? Is that a part of the moon? Is that?
I think it's a location on the moon, I believe.
What? Okay.
Just go with it. Lunar travel reached a dead end in 1972 with the abbreviation of the Apollo space program, but a startling new discovery promises to bring moon exploration back, eclipsing earlier efforts. We were testing our modified Molotov rocket, launching an unmanned probe into lunar orbit when one of our cameras caught something on the moon's surface, said Benton Lavitz, president of the space tourism company Apogee Adventures. It was a perfect pyramid 40 feet tall. Since the Molotov test was a success, Apogee is planning on starting tours of the pyramid in 2009. Who wouldn't be seduced into space by the lunar mystery, Lavitz said. The pyramid seems to be carved from limestone, a sedimentary rock never detected on the moon's igneous surface. What's more, hieroglyphs and chisel marks suggest that it was made right here on Earth. It's baffling. Not quite. Weekly World News has learned that Apogee scientists have already found an answer to the puzzle. The key lies on an earthly pyramid on the west bank of the Nile. The Egyptian pyramid at Meidum collapsed in antiquity under mysterious circumstances, Dr. Kavor Joseph said. If you sift through Meidum's ruins, as geologists did in the 1950s, you'll find tiny glass spheres rich in iridium and nickel, which almost always indicate meteorite impact sites on Earth. What probably happened was a close flyby of an asteroid through Earth's atmosphere, Dr. Josephs added. The asteroid flashed across the Nile floodplain from horizon to horizon and knocked the top of the Meidum pyramid into space. En route to the moon, the pyramid's capstone passed through the Lagrange point where the gravitational pull of the Earth and the moon are equal. The stone slowed enough to make a soft landing on the moon's powdery surface. The pyramid's sole resident, the mummified Pharaoh Huni, has been missing from the Meidum pyramid since its first excavation in 1882. He was probably swept into space with the capstone. Ironically, the ruler apparently succeeded where all other pharaohs failed. In ancient Egyptian religion, the pyramids were built to convey the souls of the pharaohs up to the heavens, said Dr. Josephs. Huni might be the only pharaoh whose pyramid actually got him there.
I was about to say, I was like, man, he's holding the record on this one here now, by a long shot.
Right. One, I just...
There's
not even like anything to say about this. This is like a neatly contained thing right here. I don't have any jokes I can make, honestly.
I mean, okay, my question is like the tourism aspect of it, though. It's like, well, you already know what it is. I mean, yeah, sure, it's on the moon. It's like it's a pyramid we already know about. It's
yeah,
not like...
but I mean, okay, anybody can go to the pyramids. Like, I can buy a plane ticket right now and go to Egypt and see the pyramids. Yeah. You can't do that with this space pyramid. You gotta be pretty special to go to space and see this pyramid.
Well, it's just something for like billionaires to do. It's like, well, I can go see the pyramids. Why would I do that when I can go see the space pyramid?
Yeah, exactly. It's for a higher caste of people.
What I think is going to happen is, okay, so they said they have a mummy. Yeah, Pharaoh. Okay, so I think what's obviously going to happen now is all the dead aliens on the moon are going to rise up, come to life, because, all pharaohs, I guess, are like necromancers or whatever, Egyptian pharaohs. Or they have something connections to the dead. They're all going to come to life and they're going to get in their ancient spaceships and then get up and fly. Because, the aliens helped the Egyptians build the pyramids, of course.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
That's been proven. All,
yeah, that's hard science.
Yeah, they come back and then, Independence Day 3 and then, Will Smith punches a pharaoh and says, welcome to Earth and all that stuff. So
I need to write a letter to the Sci-Fi Channel for a movie pitch
about
space pharaohs. That's a movie I need to make sure is made.
I mean, you could look up Tomb Kings from Warhammer 40k. There's undead robot.
Okay, well, we're not talking about nerdy stuff, okay?
It's not nerdy. It's real life.
Before we go any further, I need to talk about this week's sponsor.
Oh.
Our sponsor this week is Buzz Aldrin's Space Toothbrushes. So we all are familiar with the old story about how NASA spent millions of dollars on creating like the perfect space pen.
Yep.
Because pencils you couldn't use in spaceships because you sharpen a pencil and all the flecks of stuff, like it flies into your instruments and then you die in a burning crash. So they made a pen that would work in zero gravity. What we didn't know, or what most people don't know, is that you can't brush your teeth in space because the same thing happens with toothpaste.
Well, we've learned that on our way to the moon, so...
Yeah, all of our teeth fell out. It turns out astronauts have the worst teeth. Buzz Aldrin, he has no more teeth anymore. He lost them all going up to the moon.
Well, when you leave gravity, there's nothing to hold your teeth in place, though.
Yeah, they just pop right out.
They start falling out. It's insane.
You gotta get this special toothbrush. It's actually been funded by Elon Musk. He's the one behind this because he wants to make sure his SpaceX astronauts, have nice teeth, because you need really strong, hardy teeth to eat Mars rocks, right? Because nothing else to eat on Mars, you got to eat the rocks.
And then when you meet the aliens, they don't look all weird. Like, why is half your teeth falling out? Do you have like space diseases?
Yeah, we got to look good for the aliens.
Yeah.
Because Captain Kirk wouldn't have gotten with the alien babes if he had bad teeth.
I was just going to say, especially for the lady aliens.
God, we can't air this episode. Anyway, so for 5 small payments of $99.99, you can get these fancy toothbrushes. They don't spit the suds everywhere like a normal toothbrush does. You don't get like the toothpaste all over the place.
Don't you need to use toothpaste? Like, I don't anyway, but...
The science behind these toothbrushes are really complicated. The only person who knows how they work are specifically Elon Musk, but they're super fancy. They'll keep your teeth nice and strong, so strong you can eat rocks. Like, who doesn't want to eat rocks?
I mean, I kind of have to now. We're on the moon. I mean,
yeah, that's all. We didn't bring any food.
We ran out of McDonald's pretty fast, so
like the first 10 minutes.
I mean, I thought we had ration, but
no. Unfortunately, Buzz Aldrin doesn't actually sign off on Buzz Aldrin's space toothbrushes, so keep it low key. Don't let him know because the lawsuit will be enormous.
Yeah.
So yeah, go to the website and buy yourself some space toothbrushes.
But if you're not going to space, it's still a great toothbrush if you plan to like brush your teeth doing like a handstand, I guess.
Oh yeah, absolutely, because you don't need to be in space to use those space pens.
No.
Like they just sell these fancy $20 pens that have, they're space ready just in case you ever go to space. So I mean, you never know. What if you go to space someday and you're going to want a toothbrush?
But I did read on the notes here, they say don't read this out loud on the ad read, but if you do use it with gravity, your teeth will fall out.
Okay, I'll make sure to cut that.
Okay, don't add that. Okay.
Yeah, okay. Don't worry. That.
I mean, that's
I'll take that out in post.
I'm sure the Buzz Aldrin toothbrush people will sue us for something like that. So
yeah. So yeah, Buzz Aldrin space toothbrushes. Thank you, Elon Musk.
Thank you.
Coming up next is Moon Doomed. It will explode within 6 months.
What?
Massive government cover-up.
No.
This is bad news for us because we are here on a year-long expedition. I'm a little worried.
Oh, dude, this is written in 2005. The moon already exploded. It's okay.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so that's what the hologram is for. I mean, what hologram?
I mean, yeah, it's...
So this one was written by our boy Dick Siegel.
Oh, yeah.
Austin Briggs, Air Force Base, Texas. Ever since the world learned that extraterrestrials are using the moon as a garbage dump, Weekly World News, June 27th. God, I wish I had found that one because that sounds fun.
Well, I mean, you landed right next to us, so it smells like, you know what?
Scientists and the military have been on top secret high alert. We've been monitoring the lunar body for signs of instability, toxins, and increased geologic activity, said General Eddie Burrows, U.S. Air Force, in charge of the lunar surveillance. Unfortunately, Project Extreme Watchfulness has found all three. Early last week, we saw a garbage scow, apparently of Martian origin, make one final deposit in Clavius crater and then speed away. Our photon emissions washers detected a corrosive, highly fissionable deposit on the moon, one that will trigger a complete lunar meltdown in 6 months. For those readers who aren't scientists, this is a whole lot worse than a lunar eclipse, General Burrows said helpfully. Thanks, General Burrows.
How is a lunar eclipse bad? Technically it is a whole lot worse, but usually you say that you imply something's already worse, so you can say this thing is worse than this thing that's worse.
Technically, he's not wrong. Okay?
I mean, how is the lunar eclipse bad? Like,
he's not saying it's bad, he's just saying this is worse.
Okay.
Which, in that metric, is completely true.
I say me stubbing my toe is a lot worse than a lunar eclipse,
Well, I will write a letter to General Burrows, and he'll add that to the list.
Do it.
NASA physicist Dr. Tark Stasis agreed. Unless we act on the Pew landfill findings, the moon is doomed, he said. The alien waste is a deadly amalgam of U-238, plutonium, and a super heavy new element we've called black monolithium. This compound has been dissolving its way to the lunar core, like hydrofluoric acid eating through a goose. I love the imagery of that. Not that I've ever tried that, he added quickly. This is the best part about me not actually reading these beforehand, because then we get gems like that, and it just hits me really hard.
Gooses, are a lot more susceptible to hydrofluoric acid.
Yeah, they're not the hardiest of animals.
Goes right through them.
The truth of the government doesn't want people to know is this. Unless the process is halted, the moon's solid core will melt, gas will build up, and the moon will pop in about 6 months. What does that mean for life on Earth? Well, Dr. Stasis said, apart from messing up tides big time and ending the moonlight make-out sessions, thousands of lunar fragments the size of sanitation trucks will smash into Earth. Think of just one giant meteor did to the dinosaurs, striking the Earth and kicking up enough dust to block out the sun for years. We actually know this isn't true from our dinosaur episode, so This guy is just spitting out like fake news. This will kill every living thing on the planet. In fact, it will re-kill everything that's already dead. That's how devastating it will be.
Damn.
We've attempted to contact the aliens without success.
Well, that solves our previous problem with the undead pharaoh and aliens come in. The moon's just going to explode and just re-kill them all anyway, so I guess the problem just solves itself.
That's the climax to my Space Mummies movie, is they blow up the moon.
I can just see the scientists now. There's only one way to defeat him. We have to blow up the moon. And everyone just nods in agreement. Like,
we've attempted to contact the aliens without success, Burroughs told us. Maybe they've turned off the listening devices. Payback for all the soap operas, game shows, and Miami Vice broadcasts that have gone into space over the years.
Oh.
General Burroughs turned a whiter shade of pale. We've tried signaling them with lasers, giant white flags, even rubber hands with extended "we're number one" fingers. No response. Hell, right now I'd settle for a cow with a good pair of hind legs, jump over the moon, and get their attention. However, Dr. Stasis said that all is not lost. NASA scientists are working with the famed Miskatonic Institute of Technology on a possible solution. That is a Lovecraft thing, first of all.
Yeah, I'm going to say these aliens are not green little alien men that we're talking about here. I think about, the picture they show these saucers and they're just dumping off their trash or whatever. I just imagine now some big horrific creature the size of a country, flying on the moon, take a dump on it or something and flies off and then just flies off back into space, or it just treats moon as its toilet grounds.
We can't stop the acid, but we may be able to contain the explosive lunar core, MIT's Dr. Debris explained. Dr. Debris? In analyzing the cathartic frequencies emanating from the moon, we've determined that by using a space-based prism to reverse the polarity of ordinary photons, we can transmute the light of the silvery moon into common lead. That will create a shield inside the acid tunnel, like Pepto-Bismol coating your upset stomach. With luck, the lead lining will keep the moon from bursting. Of course, because that tunnel, the moon may simply fall apart like the halves of an orange, Dr. Debris admitted, but it's better to have 2 smaller moons than no moon and an Earth that looks like Swiss cheese. I have confidence in our scientists to lick this problem, General Burroughs remarked, but we'll have to face our own hazardous waste issue someday. While NASA is busy saving our skins, I hope they're also looking for some alien moon where we can leave our own nuclear junk.
Why don't we just shoot it off into the sun?
I don't know. I'm really bothered by this article because the first half I was all in and I was really enjoying it, and then it got to Dr. Debris and I'm just
well, you got when it hit Dr. Debris, you got a paragraph of just techno babble. This is bad Star Trek.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, the sci-fi tropes of reverse of polarity. That's some shit, dude.
That's all you gotta do. It's like the sci-fi version of enhance, in crime shows, it's enhance the photo.
Yeah.
And sci-fi is just reverse the polarity. It's I'll do anything.
Yeah. I've come to expect some pretty bad jokes from Dick Siegel. He had some good ones in here, and then he got off the track. And Dr. Debris,
Well, the thing with Weekly World News is they have a lot of ideas are just funny. Like the moon exploder, a pyramid found on the moon.
Yeah,
it felt like if it was a different writer, you could get pretty hilarious with some of this.
Yeah,
stuff.
I feel the commentary can either be really good or really bad puns.
The ideas are good. I couldn't. It's Michael, think of some ideas for the fake articles to the moon. I'd be moon's actually made out of cheese, but I do okay, meteorite flies by Earth, picks up a tippy top of a pyramid, flies back towards the moon, drops it off perfectly. Just
All right, so that's it for the Weekly World News segment. We're actually going really fast. That
was a quick one
right now. Actually, I'm pretty proud of that one.
Cool.
So right now we're going to hop into our current events. We're going to jump away from the weird news of yesterday and get into the weird news of today. This one comes from mysteriousuniverse.org. We've talked about this one before. I think this is where I got my dinosaur one, like the Texas T-Rex thing.
Oh, okay.
The title of this one is Space Age Bachelor Looking for the Right Woman to Take to the Moon.
Ooh.
This is from January 15th, 2020, so this is not that long ago. I'm not going to read the whole thing. It references The Bachelor, like the reality show. I'm not really sure why. It's really weird.
Is the show involve them at the end getting a spaceship and flying off the planet?
That's essentially the comparison it's making. So instead of getting a rose, you're getting a trip onto the SpaceX rocket to go to the moon. So it makes comparisons to the show The Bachelor. And then it says, however, The Bachelor's Japanese billionaire Yusaku Maezawa, the rose will signify a bold move to a level where no woman has gone before, the moon. Maezawa is starring in a documentary, not a reality show, and the prize is not a marriage proposal, but a free trip to the moon and back on a scheduled 2023 SpaceX space tourism mission on which the fashion industry billionaire has purchased seats for himself and a rose-worthy partner. So there's application conditions. You have to be a single woman, age 20 or over.
Damn.
You have to have a bright personality and always positive.
Damn.
Interested in going into space and able to participate in the preparation for it.
Damn on the preparation.
Want to enjoy life to the fullest, and be someone who wishes for world peace.
I'm out.
So, Yusaku Maezawa is the founder of the Japanese clothing company Zozo.
Okay.
He was the first person to sign up, which is basically saying he's the first person to pay for what is probably like millions and millions of dollars for a trip to the moon.
Oh, okay.
So when Elon Musk announced the space tourism thing in 2018, this guy was like the first person to throw money at Musk, basically.
Cool.
He's talked about buying more seats so he could take up to 8 artists with him. It says, but this is the first indication that one of them will be an artist of love.
So, okay, I gotta ask though, with the chicks he doesn't pick, does he put them in a separate rocket and like fires them off towards the sun?
Yeah, they go to the sun.
Okay. I just want to be clear what happens to the chicks that don't get picked.
Yeah, I'm surprised this is like the first I'm hearing of this, because like this should be a big deal. Like if you're a woman who's over 20, like you should send a letter to this guy and be like, hey, pick me. Like I want to go to the moon. Fuck yeah, world peace, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, you just gotta...
Oh, except the application process ended on January 17th. So sorry, it's now February. Oops.
Well, when did he announce it to like when it closed off? That's what I always wanted to... Like,
it doesn't say when it announced it. It just says it closed on the 17th. The top qualified candidates had to be selected for matchmaking dates with this guy. So like you'd go on like special get to know dates with him, and then like he's gonna pick his final choice in March.
I imagine the special dates like they have to go and train go to like NASA and train to go into space. So their date is just them in those like machines that just spin you around at like 5 Gs. Like.
He claims he's looking for a life partner, so this isn't like just a trip to the moon. Like if you win this, you become like a billionaire wife.
Oh, there you go.
But you also have to train for 3 months to go to the moon because being an astronaut requires a lot of training.
Oh yeah.
With that future partner of mine, I want to shout our love and world peace from outer space.
I always say I love American and Japanese eccentric like billionaires. They're like the two best. They always do like the craziest stuff and just so wild.
Like I just want like a reality show about this Maezawa guy and Elon Musk like being like billionaire bros and doing space stuff.
Yeah, actually kind of a cool TV show. I
was really happy to find a recent moon-based article from this, and it actually seems like it might be a real thing.
Again, the moon isn't real, so I think it's just an elaborate ploy for him to get laid. So
oh yeah, here we go. An article from USA Today. It confirms what it's saying. This guy's actually looking for a date to the moon.
If you think about it, I don't know if other astronauts have done it, but you could be the first couple to like do anything in space. Anything.
This is the worst episode we've done so far. I'm sorry that we came back to this.
What kind of degeneracy have you brought upon us, Tristan?
You're the one making all the sex jokes, dude.
Talk about love on the moon, and that's why the moon's gonna explode.
It's all the sin.
Yeah, all the fornicating and they're probably stealing the moon rocks and colonize the moon and do horrible things to it, and boom, the universe explodes.
Yeah, I mean, we gotta talk to Elon Musk and see if he'll help us clean up the moon a little bit, because this trash is getting really bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks for joining us for our moon episode. It's It's good to be back. I hope I don't take
Hell
too
yeah.
long to edit this. I don't know. Our Wi-Fi isn't that great, so I don't know how long it's going to take to send this from the moon to like Earth internet. But I'll get this up as soon as I can.
I might be going back. I'll drive back and drop it off, and I'll come back. So we'll see.
Okay.
I'll just walk back to Earth.
All right, everybody. You can find us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, any social media. Most of our names on everything is unauthorized personnel, or you can look up Redacted and Expunged. It's either or.
Yeah.
Come join us on Facebook. We don't post much, but if we start getting followers, we will post more, hopefully.
Yeah. So yeah, it's not necessary right now. I still haven't touched Instagram. And I meant to do like an SCP with it, but I haven't.
We haven't really posted anything on any of our social medias, so that's the thing we got to do. Also, I talked about how Weekly World News is updating more. Apparently, Batboy is running for president in 2020 under the Democrats, I think.
Really?
And he won the Iowa caucus.
Really? Oh man.
Yeah,
I heard
he's kicking ass.
I heard the caucus is kind of crazy over there, but yeah, I guess Batboy came out with the win. Wow.
Yeah, you're not going to hear that in any mainstream media. They're trying to suppress him pretty hard. Him and Bernie Sanders.
Yeah, I have a feeling they're long run though. They're gonna get screwed again. So
yeah.
I mean, Batboy tried running, it was like 2004, but same thing.
He's tried running pretty much every election, so.
I mean, he's going to get it 1 year. I mean, he's still young, he's still got plenty of years, and he'll get it 1 year. I mean, he'll.
Yeah. I mean, he's only a little bit older than me.
Even if he doesn't become president, he'll eventually become at least nominated as the Democratic nominee for.
Yeah, he'll probably end up in the cabinet at the very least.
Yeah, he'll do fine. I mean, he'll be okay.
All right, everybody. Thanks for listening. We will see you next time. And remember, Bigfoot is real and he wants to party.
Oh, didn't Batboy die?
No, don't. What? No.